In this video, we're going to be talking with Jeremy Nguyen about our experiences at this USAPL Summer Power Fest this past week. That would have been July 15th, probably? Who cares? It was this past week.
15th.
Look it up. Look it up if you want to know. So, since I already introduced you, I'll have you introduce you now, just so everyone is going to make sure of your name, because I mumble sometimes.
Hey, it's me, Jeremy. What's up?
Alright, cool. So I want to go through and kind of list everybody that we handled that day, so everybody has an understanding of the amount of people that were there and the amount of influence that we had on them. So I'll start with my list. So I handled Ruth, and that was it. Who did you handle?
I handled Josh, Nathan, and Marty.
Okay, so Semi-Marty?
Semi-Marty.
How do you mean semi-Marty?
I had someone else help me with handling, because at the Summer Power Fest there were 4 platforms, and 2 of the people I was coaching on was on platform 1. The other one was on, or Marty was on platform 4. So
Yeah, we went on Friday to Houston from Fort Worth and stayed at a B&B, which is super nice, by the way. I don't know if the owners of the B&B are watching this video right now. They probably are.
hopefully.
We have good range.
Yeah.
I think we had like 3% women last week, which is great.
Needs to be lower.
Needs to be lower. Yeah, we need more men. But the B&B was great. We stayed Friday night, and Saturday morning we got up like at the crack of dawn, 6 o'clock, 6:15. Some of us even earlier.
Someone was singing Backstreet Boys in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's hard to remember who it was. I think for some reason when I heard Backstreet Boys, I also heard what sounded like to be a woman's voice, so it must have been Josh.
It's gotta be Josh.
Gotta be Josh. I don't know anybody else with a feminine voice like that. Also, shout out to Texas Elite Barbell. We trained there on Friday, and cleanest powerlifting gym I've ever been to.
Oh yeah.
And great staff. Teresa and Josh. I think the other guy's name was Josh. Yeah. Teresa and Josh were very hospitable, so I want to give them a shout out. But Ruth, Travis, Marty were checked in and ready to go. Saturday morning, all they needed to do was weigh in, and then Nate, Josh.
That's about it.
Yeah, Nate and Josh did it Saturday morning. So I was nervous myself because going into the meet, I was handling Ruth, which if you don't know this by now, then you probably never watched this video before, or you never watched the channel before, but Ruth is my girlfriend. And handling somebody who's your significant other is pretty tough. I was nervous, but to imagine you coaching 3 lifters who were
first time.
For your first time, and this was like I'm not an expert on meet handling as well, but for your first time to be handling 3 lifters who are on separate platforms, oftentimes going at the same time, that must have been tough.
My thought process was, all right, they were on, the 4th flight or 3rd flight, and I was like, all right, let's get them warmed up, like 2nd flight, 2nd set, like halfway 2nd set. All right, started to do that. Maybe should have started a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So with each flight, what'll happen is when your lifter is going to go up, you want to make sure that they have enough time to warm up, but not have too much time ahead of time to where they're sitting around doing nothing. So that's what you ran into.
It's just the 2nd flight, there weren't that many people. They were about midway through their warm-up, and all I hear is, Josh, you're in the hole.
Yeah. I went there and I saw that Josh was in the hole, and then I ran back to the warm-up area and I said, Josh, drop everything, Craig's in trouble. Josh and Nate end up getting for the last squats.
Josh got 172.
It's like 3.
Or 172.5.
It's like 360,
so
380.
So he got 380 for his last squat.
Do you remember what Nate got?
Nathan got the same thing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And
all of them look super easy, so.
Yeah. And to set the record straight, you're not their normal coach.
No.
They don't know this. Coach, you were just filling in because their normal coaches weren't able to be there.
Yeah.
So Josh is trained by who, and who's trains Nate?
Nate is trained by Darrington Wright, and Josh is coached by Anas.
Yeah. And so Josh and Nate ended up doing well. They got what they needed to on squats, even though if it was
They did really well on squats.
even if it was rushed.
Yeah.
So with Marty, once you got finished with Josh and Nate, you had to transition over to Marty, and you had somebody helping you out.
Yeah.
Was that Aram?
Yeah.
Okay, Aram. The Marty, how was it? Because Marty is a relatively big guy.
Yeah.
He's very strong, and he has a very bold personality. How do you handle somebody like that at a meet?
Warm up, and then having him try to sit down, because he knows literally everyone behind the curtain.
He was walking everywhere.
He was walking everywhere. I was like, "You're about to go lift.
Come back."
Maybe sit down right there." I tell him to go sit down. He's sitting down. I turn around. He's gone. He's back.
Yeah.
He's just gone. He went to Flavor Town. So.
All right.
I mean,
the longer you wait, the colder you get. The lower your hype gets, depending on the lifter, and the more susceptible you are to losing that weight. So, how did Nate do on bench, and how did Josh do on bench?
So Nate went 3 for 3.
Okay. What was his heaviest?
For his highest was 132.5.
Uh-huh.
And
oh yeah, that was a PR from. That was a big PR.
Yeah. That was a big PR from.
Like 290?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With him, it was a lot different because the sheet that I was given was a little too low for him. So I had to add, I think it was 2.5 kg.
So you made that call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also had the permission of the coach.
That's good.
But all of them were giving me like a temp sheet. So
So you pretty much have the first, second, third already planned out for worst case scenario and a best case scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's worst case, best case, and then just what they say is reach.
Like if they're really good?
Yeah.
Yeah, a reach.
Just
Yeah.
really, really feeling it.
Yeah.
And Nathan was at that reach and then more.
And then some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
with the again, because you were given permission from the coach, but you were there at the meet as well. With a jump from, and this kind of transition into Josh, with a jump on a first to a second to a third attempt, there's a lot, I guess, that plays a part in identifying how much weight, because even if it's really light, it's tough to decide, okay, like, this is super light, but you don't want to make a 5 kg jump, or you don't want to make a 10 kg jump, especially because that could completely shock the system and cause a miss.
Yeah.
Did something like that happen to Josh?
Yeah. So what I did was, his first attempt was easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy?
Yeah. Just, it looked like RPE 5, RPE 6.
Yeah. I was there.
So,
His second attempt was 117.5, and his third was 125?
yeah. So I thought, he's got this.
Let's get it, yeah.
So then that's where it all fell down. Yeah, it was a little too heavy. Whenever I saw that, my heart just sank. I was like, oh, okay, no.
It's tough. It's tough.
And I started, after that call, I started questioning
Everything, yeah.
Everything. I also had to tell his coach.
Oh. Well, you know what, though? At least you were there.
Super solid.
When you're going into deadlifts, you get the warm-ups right, going up to the platform. How did Nate and Josh do?
So Nate went 3 for 3 again.
Okay.
He had a 9 for 9 meet, and he went way above his meet.
Yeah.
So Josh did 2 for 3.
So on his third deadlift, in order to qualify for nationals as a 74 kg open lifter, you gave him that third attempt with the permission of his coach in order to give him that fighting shot. Yeah. So what do you think happened there on the third deadlift? Was it just too heavy?
Yeah, it was just a little too heavy, but it's just one of those things where you had to go for it.
Exactly. Not what if. Yeah.
There's no way to get that back. And I gave him his 1 and 2, and then I just gave him full beans on.
Yeah, all the beans.
Yeah.
To recap, Nate had 9 for 9 meet.
Yeah.
Josh had a 7 for 9 meet with a miss on bench and a miss on deadlifts. So he didn't get a qualifying total. And then Marty went 8 for 9. Yeah, he got all 3 of his deadlifts. And
I wanted Josh to beat.
that would have been sweet. Me on bench.
Yeah, on bench.
Because Travis ended up with I don't guess not calling him out because it's what he got, but it was a 120 bench. It was his 3rd attempt.
Yeah.
And because you don't know Travis is the guy an 8,000 pound squat and a 4,000 pound deadlift, and then like a 225 bench.
Yeah.
This meet, I would say, was a good learning experience.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
What was your takeaway at the end of the day? Attempts are done, lifting is done. Like, what was in your head?
I could not do this if I was doing a meet.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Make sure you click that bell to get the notifications. Yes. How are you today? Hey guys, welcome to Genetics Don't Count. My name is Jeremy. This is Abe. That's your intro.